We're going to kick it off with Phil Moore, who said, do you think the $375 pre-order bundle for Ashes of Creation is worth it? You could have your very own pro-made cosmetic. So I did a little bit of Googling here, and so it's kind of confusing because what it gives you is 9 months of game time, beta access, $125 of in-game, not pay-to-win marketplace credits, plus loads and loads and loads of cosmetic skins.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, instantly out of hand, no, it's not worth it because you don't know what the game is right now.
Yeah, I think that's the only sensible option. Like the only sensible response.
I like having the CEO of the company hop on Asmongold's stream and stuff like that. I think that's great. It seems like those guys have been great in community, and it seems like they've got fantastic intentions and all of that stuff. But anytime that exists in the same way that it does with Blizzard Entertainment, people love Blizzard, and that means that Blizzard can get away with a bunch of shit. You know, it's like with Star Citizen. I mean, I find it hard to, like, I can see how if you know that this is the game for you, and you look at all this stuff, you're like, oh, it's obviously a good value because I get, you know, $125 of in-game credit, and then, you know, $135 is worth of game time, and then access to a bunch of betas I'm going to play. But ultimately, you do not right now know how that game is going to review. Like, so if you are willing to be a whale, and you know that you're a whale, and you are okay with that for this particular game, because that's where your passion is, then sure. But know that that is a very macro transaction, not a micro transaction. It's a lot of money, and it's for stuff that ultimately, while it may look awesome right now, you don't know how it's going to be. And I don't mean this is any dig at the Ashes of Creation guys. You know, I think it's actually completely fine and fair enough to offer that bundle to customers, so that's all grand. But for super fans only, they would probably admit that as well. And that means that for most people, it's not worth it. For super fans, it may be. Most people know.
Yeah, I've actually got, I think my general existence and how I work with games is probably a decent marker to go by here. This is I'll temper this with how unreasonable I can be somewhat towards the end. But first off, do not pre-order games. There are 2 times to pre-order games. One is when there's physical edition with a genuine likelihood of there not being enough copies. That's reason 1. Reason 2 is the game's about to launch in 5 minutes. Reviews are out. You know what it's going to be. You know roughly what it's going to look like. And, you know, there's bonus content there. Then do it. But at no other times pre-order games. That's just a principle you should go by. Except, and now this is where you're allowed to be a dickhead sometimes, especially when you're really engaged with things. And I am completely a dickhead because I noticed either yesterday or the day before there was a charge on my credit card that was I think it was 170 quid, and I was like,
ouch,
what the fuck's that? Where did that come from? And I was like, oh, isn't that the that's the merchant that Square Enix uses. What did it? Oh, Near Replicant. Near Replicant's out at the end of this month. Okay. Alright, so that was the Near Replicant 150 quid white box edition that I pre-ordered. I think it might have been a year ago. No, sorry, no, it wasn't. It wasn't that long ago. It was like November time or something. And I just, as soon as the announcement happened, I was like, well, I'm buying that. I know deep in my soul I am buying this. It doesn't matter what happens, I'm going to buy it. I will sell a kidney in order to have this because I like Nier so much. And I did it. So you're allowed to be a dickhead like me there, but on principle, don't pre-order games.
Yeah, simple as that, really. It's the easiest way to make sure you don't get screwed over.
Yep.
Imagine if you pre-ordered Cyberpunk 2077.
Oh, yeah, you'd feel real good about yourself.
Yep. That was, I mean, you know what? I said it in the video I just recorded today. I hear Adam Badowski, Marcin Nowinski, and I think, oh yeah, those scumbags who knowingly ripped people off, they knew that game was a piece of shit in terms of its like technical stuff. They knew. They're still happy to receive pre-orders, all while they purposefully tried to not show any of the footage. And they can say, oh, well, you know, it was because we thought the game could be better if we just, you know, worked on it every single day. And apparently they thought that right up until the game launched.
Yep.
So, you know what? Adam, Marcin, you do make some really cool stuff. I, in many ways, do sort of like your company, and I love some of the games you've made, but fuck you for doing that.
Yep.
And it should be a lesson to everybody, you know. They were only able to do that and screw people over in that way because of rampant fanboyism for their company. And you can see that even a company that is so beloved, that is so held high as being pro-consumer, you can see how quickly the rot took them and ruined them, and how quickly they abused their position.
Yep, and it's like the thing that irks me about them in particular is that it doesn't seem like it came from any like super initial sense of malice, or they were in it from the start for the money or anything like that. It was basically there was cascading failures internally, and they threw their fans out of the boat instead of themselves, even though they were the ones supposed to do that. They didn't take the loss, they let the fans take that. I think that's fundamentally like they had a difficult call to make, and they made it against you. That's what almost anything has the potential to do, no matter how much faith you have in it, until the last moment. So if you're really excited for Ashes of Creation, it's probably good value to you if you're a super fan or a will. If you want to really super go in on that, and you know you are right now from following it, then absolutely. But if you're someone who's going, I might try this game, oh, that's a big addition, then use every bit of willpower in your body to wait for the game to come out and then play it. Because cosmetics, probably, especially if you're paying for them, they don't matter.
Yes, that's why, I was going to cut in whenever we were doing the thing about artists. The Wandering Ancient. Do you know what I think that is in my head? Colossal fucking waste of time. Because I see a Wandering Ancient and I think absolutely zilch zero. Other than, that's a nice model. It's well animated. Those artists did a great job.
Yeah.
But as a thing in the game, what an absolute stupid waste of time. It doesn't mean anything. Everyone's got one.
It's a free gift. Woohoo, yay.
It means nothing. Why? Why on earth? And, why are we so stupid to lap that up? I mean, I saw the mount competition, was that basically just done so that, you could get Asmongold talking about it? My audience wants the bug thing, and, these people want the tree, and blah, blah, blah. Is just a social media campaign, really expensive one.
Probably.
Because that mount, like just about every single store mount, means absolutely nothing in-game because you didn't earn it in-game. You've obviously, if it's a store mount, you earned it by doing the IRL, work, but yeah, seemed odd to me that that's where those resources went. We've got a super chat of $100 dues from that guy.
Thank you very much.
To which I say, that guy, God, thank you. We will, we will accept that $100 and we will try to make you some banging content with it. I guess for a bit of a sneak peek. It'll be a while because there are a bunch of changes we want to make, but we have a big Ner'zhul lore video.
Oh yes, that one, yes.
It is something new and different to what we've done in the past.
Very.
We are going to follow that up with Varian, and we are hoping to do an entirely new type of lore content for our channel. So, more storytelling, less the big speculation. So, there's that, and now the Dakor is on the team, and it's the sort of thing where your support really doesn't literally help.
Yeah.
Actually, I need to square Dakor's invoice.
Nice.
Do remember that.
Might want to do that.
Might want to do that, yeah. But that allows us to do so much more. So whenever 9.1 comes out, instead of it just kind of being, Jared's working on the lore videos that are a bit more long term, and then me and Matt are trying to, run 3 channels and, I can't mention it, but let's just say, regarding one of the topics we had in last week's live stream, a very good email came through, the thing we've been working on for quite a long time. Can't exactly announce it yet, but just big happies on the way.
That was a good morning, that's for sure.
Yeah, which just is to say thank you, and
thanks.
Goes into content, my dude. And you did say, the only games I've consistently bought and pre-ordered are the Monster Hunter games. That team always delivers quality. Yeah,
I think that's something you're going to get with those series that are really good. They just kind of, especially when they have got such a solid baseline that they're happy to consistently run out time and time again. because I saw someone complaining today. No, it was someone was like, "Oh, I'm so excited for Monster Hunter Rise. This is going to be great. I'm going to play it. Be class." Played it. I came back 30 minutes later. Went, "It's all just reskinned monsters. What's going on? It's the same shit that I played before." Or like, did you not know what Monster Hunter was?
Yeah, it's a Monster Hunter game.
They change monsters in meaningful ways and have you fight them again. And because they've been doing this for, I don't know how long since the first Monster Hunter game, but it's been a long time. They keep doing it in ways that's like kind of fresh and kind of exciting, but it's fundamentally they've developed the almost perfect baseline, and they just kind of change it up a little bit every time and give you better, nicer stuff. The games constantly feel better in terms of like how they actually play. The constant quality of life updates. There are series where you are allowed to be, I'd say, be a dickhead for specific franchises, because like something that will never get you wrong.
Yeah, like you will always buy Nier.
Yeah, any game that Yoko Taro's ever sniffed around, I will absolutely buy, because he's completely insane and his writing is honestly incredible, to the point where I was happy to play through most of the first Drakengard. That's one of the worst games I've ever actually played. But I'm just like, you want me to grind for a couple of hours to get the third part of a weapon story? Yeah. I don't care. I don't care if there's a couple of lines of a story. It's going to complete this weapon story, and it's going to feel great to read. There are some series and some franchises like that where, especially like the smaller they are or the more targeted they are, especially when they're static, it's completely fine to go for. Just don't do it for things like Final Fantasy, or you end up with Final Fantasy 15. That's a story for another day.
I mean, in the past, I would when I was young, I would have said that about the Total War series.
Oh, yeah.
Where, it was great. I was like, oh my god, Rome Total War, awesome. Medieval 2 Total War, awesome. Empire, less good, but thematically neat. Napoleon, you saying I get Sharp? I get one of my favorite TV shows, Sharp, and it's a Total War game? Shogun 2. Rome 2. I now no longer pre-order Total War games by default.
Had a good run though.
Because of Rome 2, because of the one they gave out for free on the Epic Game Store, which is a bit... Yeah. And because of Thrones of Britannia. That game was like, hey, do you like Wardruna? Do you like that type of music? Yeah? Yeah? Do you like that vibe? Do you like that style? Want to do some wood carving? Want to get your Viking stuff going? Oh, sorry, the game's a bit shit.
Oh, no.
So, Creative Assembly, you almost had me as one of your simps when you did that. But that said, I mean, whenever Warhammer 3 comes out, will I pre-order it? Probably not. But there is a realm where, based on Warhammer 2, I could pre-order that game the day before it comes out, because they're a bunch of bastards and they always lock one or two factions as like a free DLC if you pre-order, but not free DLC if you don't, which drives me mad. But then I'm also a hopeless simp for strategy games, so I have to. Oh man, it's hard.
Yeah.
It's mighty hard being a gamer these days.
Real tough enjoying things, like it's awful. Awful. Wouldn't recommend it.